What if everything you've been told about hard work is wrong? What if the very advice meant to make you successful is actually keeping you stuck? Because here's the truth no one wants to say out loud. Hard work alone will not make you rich. In fact, it might be the exact reason you stay broke. From a young age, you were programmed with one simple belief. Work hard, and you'll succeed. Study hard, get a good job, work long hours, stay loyal, climb the ladder. Sounds safe, sounds logical, but in reality, it's one of the most dangerous lies ever told. Because it traps you in a system where your income is limited. Your time is controlled, and your growth is capped. Let's break it down. Hard work versus smart work. Look around. Construction workers break their backs every day. Factory workers stand for 12 hours straight. Delivery drivers hustle non-stop. Are they rich? No, because hard work doesn't equal wealth. Value does. The marketplace doesn't pay you for how hard you work. It pays you for the value you create and how scalable that value is. You can work 16 hours a day, but if you're only getting paid for each hour, you're still stuck in the same loop. That's not freedom. That's modern-day survival. The time trap. Here's the biggest problem with hard work. It ties your income directly to your time. No work equals no money. No time equals no income growth. And there are only 24 hours in a day. Which means, no matter how hard you grind, you've already hit a ceiling. The wealthy understand something different. They don't sell time. They build systems, businesses, investments, assets, things that generate money, without their constant presence. That's the difference. You work for money. They make money work for them. The comfort lie. Hard work feels good. It makes you feel productive, busy, responsible. But sometimes, it's just a distraction. Because it's easier to stay busy than to think differently. It's easier to follow instructions than to take risks. It's easier to work harder than to learn new skills that actually increase your income. So you stay in your comfort zone, thinking you're doing everything right, while silently staying stuck. The system is designed this way. This isn't an accident. The system needs hard workers. It needs people who show up on time, follow rules, trade time for money, depend on a paycheck, because that's what keeps everything running. But here's the problem. If you stay in that role forever, you'll never break out. You'll keep earning just enough to survive, but never enough to truly get ahead. And the longer you stay, the harder it becomes to leave. What actually builds wealth? If hard work isn't the answer, then what is? Leverage. Wealthy people use leverage to multiply their results. There are 4 main types. 1. Time leverage, other people working for you. 2. Money leverage, investing capital to generate returns. 3. Skill leverage, high income skills that scale. 4. Digital leverage, content, businesses, and systems that run 24/7. Instead of working harder, they work smarter and wider. They focus on things that grow, not just things that pay. The mindset shift. To escape this trap, you need to shift your thinking. Stop asking, how can I work more? Start asking, how can I earn more per hour? How can I make money without being there? How can I scale this? Because the goal isn't to work forever. The goal is freedom. Freedom of time, freedom of money, freedom of choice. And that doesn't come from grinding harder. It comes from thinking differently. The hard truth. Here's the reality most people avoid. You can work hard your entire life and still struggle financially, not because you're lazy, not because you're unlucky, but because you followed a system that was never designed to make you wealthy. And once you realize that, everything changes. Hard work isn't bad, but it's not enough. If you combine hard work with the right strategy, the right mindset, and the right leverage, that's when everything shifts. So don't just work hard. Work smart. Build assets. Think bigger. Because the moment you stop trading time for money, is the moment you start building real wealth. They told you a simple story. Work hard, stay consistent, be patient, and one day, you'll be rich. But what if that's the lie? What if the very thing you've been taught to trust is the exact reason you're still stuck? Because look around. The hardest working people you know are often the most broke. Construction workers, taxi drivers, nurses, delivery riders. They wake up early. They grind all day. They sacrifice everything. And yet, they're still struggling. Meanwhile, someone else sits behind a laptop, makes one decision, and earns more in a day than they do in a month. So what's really going on? Today, we're exposing the dangerous lie about hard work, and what actually creates wealth. The lie you were sold. From childhood, you were programmed. Study hard, work hard, get a stable job. It sounds harmless, even noble. But here's the problem. This advice was never designed to make you rich. It was designed to make you useful. Useful to companies, useful to systems, useful to people who already understand money. Because hard work alone has never been the path to wealth. If it was, every laborer would be a millionaire. But they're not, and deep down, you already know this. The hard work trap. Hard work is not the enemy, but blind hard work. That's the trap. Here's how it works. You trade time for money. You get paid hourly or monthly. You work more, to earn more. Sounds logical, right? But there's a hidden limit. Time. You only have 24 hours a day. So no matter how hard you work, your income is capped. You can't work 100 hours in a day. You can't multiply yourself. So you stay stuck in a loop. Work right pointing arrow, earn right pointing arrow, spend right pointing arrow, repeat. And over time, you get tired, burned out, frustrated, not because you're lazy, but because the system you're playing in is designed that way. Why hard work feels right but isn't enough. Hard work feels good. It gives you a sense of control, a sense of progress, a sense of identity. I worked hard today, but here's the uncomfortable truth. Effort does not equal value. You can spend 10 hours digging a hole, or 10 minutes making a smart decision. Only one of those creates real wealth. The market doesn't pay you for how hard you work. It pays you for the value you create, the problems you solve, and how scalable your work is. That's why a software developer can earn more than a manual laborer. Not because they work harder, but because their work scales. The real game, leverage. If hard work isn't the answer, what is? Leverage. Wealthy people don't rely on effort. They rely on systems. Leverage allows you to multiply your output without multiplying your time. There are 4 main types of leverage. 1. Time leverage, other people working for you. 2. Capital leverage, money making more money. 3. Technology leverage, software, automation, internet. 4. Media leverage, content that reaches millions. Think about it. A YouTube video can be created once and watched forever. A business system can run while you sleep. An investment can grow without your daily effort. This is how wealth is actually built. Not by working harder, but by working smarter and multiplying results. The hidden cost of hard work. Here's what nobody tells you. Hard work can actually keep you poor. Because when you're always busy, you don't have time to think. You don't have time to learn new skills. You don't have time to explore opportunities. You don't have time to build something bigger. You become trapped in survival mode. And survival mode kills growth. It keeps you focused on today's paycheck instead of tomorrow's freedom. That's the real danger. Hard work becomes a distraction from wealth building. What actually builds wealth? So if it's not hard work, what should you focus on? Here's the shift. 1. Skills over effort. High income. Skills pay more than long hours. 2. Assets over income. Income pays bills. Assets build wealth. 3. Systems over hustle. Systems make money without constant effort. 4. Thinking over grinding. One smart decision can outperform years of labor. 5. Ownership over employment. Employees earn, owners build. This doesn't mean you stop working. It means you stop working blindly. You start working with strategy. The new rule of wealth. Here's the new rule. Don't aim to work harder. Aim to become more valuable. Don't aim to stay busy. Aim to create leverage. Don't aim to trade time. Aim to own systems that generate income. Because in the modern world, the biggest rewards don't go to the hardest workers. They go to the smartest builders. So next time someone tells you, just work harder, remember this: hard work can build discipline, but only leverage builds wealth. If you don't understand the difference, you'll spend your entire life working for someone who does. If this opened your eyes, subscribe to Wealth Pocket, because here, we don't just work hard, we build smart.